Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I am doing a review and I have a demo of the Bellami 6-in-1 curling set. Now, a lot of you, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys know I'm a huge NuMe TOOLS fan. Bellami was known for their hair extensions and then they crossed over into hair tools. So I was contacted and sent this set for review from Bellami, and I've really taken my time to review it for y'all. Use the curling wands, compare them against the NuMe wands, because I know that that is the big question that everybody has, is compare it to NuMe wands and what your thoughts are. Also, when I was contacted to review this set, they were pretty brave. They flat out said, we know that you love NuMe, and if you could compare it to your NuMe tools, we'd like to see that in your review. Which, coming from, you know, one brand to another, that's kind of like a throwdown, you know. That's pretty bold, saying, hey, compare us to what we know we're being compared to anyways. So this is a 100% honest review, and I'm just gonna kind of go over whether I think this set is worth it, what the differences are that I find between my NuMe tools versus the Bellami kit. And I do have several tools from NuMe that are very, very similar. I don't have the kit that this is compared to. This kit is a 6-piece set, and I'll show you each wand and how it curls my hair and then the finished product. I filmed this throughout several weeks to show you guys different hair that came with the finished product of using the wand. So I'll insert those clips. But now this kit from Bellami retails for $289, and it has 6 wands that come with it. And the kit from NuMe that is similar to it is called the Lustrum set, and that comes with 5 wands, and it retails for $249. So there is a little bit of a difference in price as far as a less wand. I'll show you the extra wand that is included in the Bellami set. It's not included in the NuMe set. Now, like both companies have a really, really high price, but they offer discount codes. I know a lot of people have asked me, why don't they just offer the lower code? You know, why don't they just offer the lower price if they know that there's always gonna be a discount code? I don't know, but it's not a sham is what I want to say. Like, these companies, it's kind of like Kohl's. You go into Kohl's and a lot of people are like grabbed by a discount or a sale, and so, you know, at Kohl's it'll be like, this was 50 bucks, but today and every other day you can get it for 20 bucks, half off, and then people are like, half off, and you fall for it. The thing is that whatever you're buying, whatever at Kohl's or whatever, these products are worth it. At least I found in NuMe especially, and now with the Bellami, they're worth the price that you're paying with the discount. Does that make sense? So if I know of any discount codes below, which I'm sure I can get one from, you know, Bellami, I will list those below if you're interested in this set. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of get into this particular set, the wands that come in it, and then I'm just going to talk a little bit of a comparison. So this is the Bellami, what it comes like. It comes with this base, and I've attached one of the wands to it. This is the smallest wand. This is the hair that comes using the smallest wand. First of all, this is how they attach right here. You press these 2 buttons down and you pull it apart like this, and then there's this thing right here. You have to make sure that you're lining it up like this and, you know, getting it right on and pinching it together so that you don't like bust these off. Now, I don't personally have the Lustrum set from NuMe, but I do think that they switched to a lock and load system because these were breaking off when you're pinching it down. So that's the only thing I will say. That you have the possibility of breaking off the clip when you're interchanging these wands if you're not extra careful and making sure you're really pinching it down. If you're a person who does your hair often, which I do, I think that buying a kit with several different attachments is definitely the way to go. It's more bang for your buck. You're getting, you know, 6 wands in one, 6 different hairstyles available to you, and really just paying, you know, for that one base and all the wands, which in my opinion, is worth it to me, because instead of going out and buying individual wands, you're getting the whole set. Now, all the wands in this set are made with the tourmaline metal, and so that is known to reduce static electricity in hair, reduce frizz, and it really just holds my curl and like softens the hair shaft of my hair. This is the 19mm wand. As you see, you can just clip it on. Now, so using this wand, I love the curls that it gives. I curl my hair away from my face and towards my face. I section it off and do it in layers. Then I curl, you know, away and towards. When I get closer to my face, I curl it definitely away, and then I just kind of shake it up a little bit at the root. I tend to yank on my curls a little bit, and but I love the way that it just gives a really nice relax. If you're going every other direction in your curls, you're gonna get a little bit more effortless messy. If you're doing them all one direction, then you're gonna get more of a form fitting. So I really like the curls that this gives. So this is included also in the NuMe set, but really like this one. So in the Bellami, that's a little bit different from the NuMe. The NuMe has an off and on, and kind of you can gauge the temperature. This just has a 0, 1, 2. So you click 1 is not as hot, obviously, and 2 is the hottest. So that's how you can control the temperature right there. The NuMe 5-in-1 doesn't have a digital screen. It just has an on-off, so it doesn't look like you can control the temperature. So you have at least 2 heat options. So that is a plus. If you don't want to get your hair quite as hot, you have a little bit more control with the Bellami. So I'm just gonna open this up and talk. It goes over each wand right here. It comes with the base. It comes with the 19mm wand that we went over, and now I'm going to go over the 9mm to 18mm wand, which is the wand that is missing from the NuMe, which I love, and I'm so glad that they included it in this set. I think it gives Taylor Swift curls. So that is why I actually prefer this set, because it includes this wand, and this is one of my favorite wands that is in this set. So whenever I curl my hair using this wand, I always get compliments and always get asked, how did you curl your hair? How did you curl your hair? It starts out at 18mm. It tapers down to 9mm right here. So it's really small. It gives those really tight Taylor Swift curls. So as you can see, I am curling my hair. I make sure to do this in sections so that I can get really, really small sections. I take really small sections of hair away from my face. As you can see, I go away from my face on both sides. I do the bottom section first, then the middle section, then the top section. When I am finished curling my hair, as you can see, it's like these really tight Taylor Swift curls. I love it. It tends to get a little bit flat on top, so I take my fingers and I kind of just run it through the roots of my hair to break up those curls and shake them out a bit, and then I pull on the curls and separate them a little bit to kind of give it a little bit less Shirley Temple and a little bit more volume. You can always add a hair oil to combat frizz, but I will just like pull on the curls, separate them, and fluff them up a little bit without giving them too much frizz. Does that make sense? Then I'll take some oil, rub it in between my hands, and kind of comb back over the back parts of it so there aren't a whole lot of flyaways. I love wearing my hair like this, and that is why this wand not being included in the NuMe set is a big disappointment that would make me probably choose this set versus the NuMe, only because I love the curls that this super small wand gives. It's such tight curls, and the way that they turn out looks like my no heat Taylor Swift curls, except for it's with heat. So love this size wand, definitely glad that it is included in this set. The next one included in this set is the pearl wand. Now, I had been wanting to try this, and no, it looks really dirty. It's just a curling iron, I swear. It looks dirty, but now this is the pearl wand, and this gives really messy type curls. Now, in both sets do include this wand, and I haven't tried the one from NuMe, so I cannot compare it as far, but I love the curls that this gives. These are a little bit more messy and beachy, because as you're wrapping it around the barrel, you're going in and out. Some pieces go hit the smaller side, some hit the balls, and this sounds so bad and dirty, but some hit the more round spots, some hit the in-between spots, and so the pieces of hair wrap around, and each curl is unique and different. So I love the way that this ends up being like a messy, beachy look. Now I use the Big Sexy Hair Spray and Clay texturizing spray, and I just flip my hair upside down, shook out the curls to make them a little bit more messy, and applied this texturizing spray, and then just kind of piece the curls apart. So as you can see, this wand gives very nice, messy, beachy curls, and I love the way that each curl isn't uniform at all. Depending on the size of hair that you choose to curl, if you're choosing a bigger section or a smaller section, you can choose all the same size and have it be a little bit more uniform. But either way you go, depending on which way the hair hits this, which part of this wand is going to depend on how the curl comes out, and it's almost impossible to get uniform curls. So if you really like that messy, beachy look, this is a great tool to have for those days. Okay, the next wand is the 18 to 25 millimeter wand. I love this because it is tapered, but it's a bigger taper. See, this is that Taylor Swift curling wand. The difference, their major difference between the two of these. Now, I have to say, between the Taylor Swift one and this one, I love the curls that this gives. This gives the type of curls that is one of my favorite ones from NuMe, is the reverse wand. It gives similar curls to that, even though this is shaped completely different than that wand. But this wand is amazing because I love the uniformed curls that this gives. I noticed that my hair being really extra shiny, which is what the metal on these do. I took bigger sections of hair when I was curling my hair with this wand, and I did them all away from my face, and I took the same size section. So the curls ended up kind of clumping together at the end and doing this really nice relaxed curl. Now if you pull through them with your fingers, you can separate them and pull some of them out a little bit, but I liked the way that this ended up looking after all was said and done. The curls kind of just all formed together and created a really nice look. I noticed that my hair was super shiny and silky, like I said, and I just loved how the curls started off bigger at the base of my hair and then went to be smaller towards the tips. So it just gave a little bit more body up towards the top and then the tighter curls towards the tip. So I love this wand, and again, this is the 25 to 18 millimeter wand. Now this is the 25 millimeter wand, and I would say that this is probably the most popular size of a clipless curling wand between both sets. This is like when you're thinking of a size that is not too small, not too big, but the perfect mid-size curls, this size wand is exactly what you would go for. Now this just gives those mid-size uniform curls depending on if you're switching up every other direction. This just gives, when I want to do like everyday hair, I typically grab for a 25 millimeter wand. So this is a staple in either collection and just gives those natural, depending on how long you hold it, I just curl away from my face and take pretty large sections and give a relaxed do, or if you want to take smaller sections, you can definitely get a little bit sort of tighter of curls, but I typically, when I'm using this, take bigger sections and just do a really relaxed wave with this size. And the last one is the 32 millimeter, and this is always nice, like I said, to have those big voluminous curls. When I use this, I typically will take bigger sections, like I said, and just curl all around my hair, going away from my face. I let the curls fall. I go all in one direction so that the curls all kind of fall together and are really just soft, big, sexy wave. I love the 32 millimeter. Now what I love in particular, like I said, about these sets is you're not just confined to using one curling iron. You can just clip one on if you want to do the bottom set a little bit loose, or the bottom of your hair a little bit more loose, and gradually, you know, curl up. You can do that. You can just start out with a 32 millimeter, switch it to, you know, the 25 or the tapered, and just do, you know, different curls on your hair, and that way you can get even a relaxed or effortless look. The world is wide open. As you can see, each of these wands gives a different curl, and the way that I curled my hair isn't the only way you can curl your hair with each wand. It's just what I was doing on my typical how I would use these wands. So overall, what is my opinion about this set? I highly recommend it. I would say between this set and the NuMe set, although both work probably just as well, the pros to this set are that it comes with one more extra wand, and that wand happens to be the smallest one that gives those tight Taylor Swift curls that I really, really love. The pro to both is you're going to be getting a discount or a coupon code for both, so there's always a discount, so you're getting several different wands in one. This makes a great gift or a great just like, hello, here is what you should do for your hair type situation, because this is pretty much all you need. The pro for both is that they both are made with the same type of tourmaline metal, and that is, you know, the kind that makes your hair prevent static electricity, helps with frizz, locks in the natural oils of your hair, so your hair is going to appear shinier and more silky and manageable. Both tend to hold on to my curl for a really long time. The con of this set versus the NuMe one in particular is I wish that they would have gone to the click and lock mode instead of the pushing the buttons down. I just think that sometimes that makes it a little bit more difficult when you're trying to pull switch the wands out. There's more human error with that of breaking these little clip parts off. Bellami hasn't broadened their tools yet. They kind of just came out with a big bang of having pretty much everything in one. They recently launched a flat iron, so that is another option. I haven't had a chance to try that, so I can't say one versus the other. The prices seem pretty comparable, especially with the discount code. The product is pretty comparable. Like I said, this one comes with the extra wand. If I were to be using my own money is the big question. If I were to be using my own money, which would I go with? The NuMe Lustrum set or the Bellami 6-in-1? I would probably go with the Bellami 6-in-1 because it has that wand that I absolutely love. If I had no wands from any company and I were going to look at what I would want, I would choose the Bellami one because it has that really small tapered wand that gives those Taylor Swift-like curls, and that is one of my most favorite ways to wear my hair. So I'd probably go with that. If I could get the discount code, I would go with that. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to y'all. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you so much to Bellami for allowing me the opportunity to try these wands. And like always, no matter if a company sends me anything, my priority is y'all. So I'm always giving honest opinions as to what I would use. The bottom line is these two companies are very, very similar, and it's just what your preference is and what you think you would need the most or use the most. So take that into consideration when making a purchase from either of these companies. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, if you have any questions, please leave those below, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.